your psychic intellect and made you my puppet.
It's a bullseye! And here's your host, Jim Boyd!
Perhaps today is a good day to die. Prepare for running speed!
Sir, there's another starship coming in. It's the Enterprise.
Bone, your shoulder bone connected to your neck bone, your neck bone connected to your head bone. Now hear the word of the Lord. Them bones gonna walk around.
Take a base of action. Green group, skip across the holding sector and each other.
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 47.
It's a trap.
.007 Triple X.
Bond, what do you think you're doing?
Keeping the British end up, sir.
Nobody does.
Sorry if I scared you. You'll like this bit.
Yes, indeed, Lemon. Yes, indeed. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Wherever you are in the world, I'm doing rather spiffy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing rather spiffy. You see, I've got a bright new, what do you call this? Salmon-coloured shirt? I call it pink. Actually, you know, I saw one of my friends, actually, ex-friends, son in synagogue over Sabbath. Right, he doesn't live here. He comes here. He's married, you know. He's old now, and he was wearing a lighter salmon shirt. I went over and said, you know, it takes a real man, right, a real man of true grit and determination to get away with a pink shirt like that. So I do recommend. I do commend you, sir. He said, no, it's not pink, it's salmon. He's like, I said, is that what your wife told you? That is indeed. What's my wife told her? Aye, mate. So, yeah, I am just up my first sip of coffee. And we got a lot to talk about. We have a lot going down today. I don't even know where to start, actually. Blimey. I got so many things percolating. Like, honestly, I'm just really loving fan-made Doctor Who right now. And apparently the Blake 7 guys, the Cult Edge, you know, who do the Blake 7 production diary. They're gorgeous. They're just so expensive, right? They also did Blake 7 magazine. They're fantastic, right? Apparently they're making a new episode of Blake 7 somehow. Maybe AI, right? Wouldn't that be incredible? What about AI? Could make photorealistic images to go with like the Big Finish releases, right? That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. Cause I'm kind of like in that mindset right now because clocks have changed. Clocks have changed everywhere now, but in America as well, across the world. Oh, like my kids were telling me this is the last time, right? When they change back, they're staying in Israel anyway. I'm like, oh, really? I like the clocks changing. I don't know why. I like the seasonal thing, right? I don't like getting up and it's like pitch black out. It's kind of depressing, all right? I don't mind it getting darker earlier, right? But I do like the clocks changing. Anyway, I digress. I was supposed to do a stream last night with on Dan's channel, Type 40. Is it Type 40 or Spacebook? I think it's Spacebook, right? On his channel, and he was waylaid. He had a mild emergency to deal with, so he couldn't do the stream. So I spent last night really quite blissfully. Firstly, making the thumbnail for today, which I'm very happy with. I'm very happy. Although, however hot I make Sydney Sweeney, right? However hot I make it, here, let me see if I can pull out that picture, which might get me banned. Hang on. Sydney. Oh, I should put it on now. I'll look at the Twitch wax. That's much better. Sydney Sweeney. I bet that picture just comes straight away. Oh god, she's so hot. She's just so incredibly hot. Okay, fine. There's a bunch of like. Okay, no, I'm not looking for the topless ones. I'm looking for the ones where she's nearly topless, right? Where she was wearing this see-through dress. It looked like where was this? At some award show? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Doink. Let me just pull this up. Yeah, like, again, however attractive I make her, it's just not attractive enough. That really is the case. She's just like, she gets more stunningly hot by the second. And I think she knows, like, that she is on the vanguard of sexy, right? She is on the vanguard of, normative human sexuality. Let me pull up these pictures. Are they coming? Ooh, she cried. Oh, there you go. Doink. That one go there. Yeah, where? How about this? Hang on. I'll do this one instead. And then, oh yeah, that works. And then I'll put the Sydney Sweeney picture here. Fine, now close that. Oh, come on. Doink. Where am I? Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, here it is. So honestly, doing a Sydney Sweeney Power Girl, that just seems to be a sane way to go, right? Like a normative and sane way to go. There you go. Right. And I'm like, yeah, she looks stunning. She looks gorgeous, right? Absolutely. Completely AI, but, all very good. This is her in real life. I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? She's dead, clearly the, I like the see-through dress as well. Man, it's not many women look good with their clothes off, right? Most women look good in lingerie or something like that. It's not many women who look that good with their clothes off. So, like, no matter how much I try, AI cannot beat Sydney Sweeney's, the frank reality. And again, she knows it's see-through. She knows how much she's turning everybody on, and she enjoys it, right? And I'm not saying in like a slutty, well, maybe somewhat slutty way, but no, I'm not saying in like a abusive or manipulative way. She's just leaning into being a normal human. Who happens to be insanely hot. So I don't know when that picture was taken. I just wish I was there. So yeah, again, AI just can't kill it. But okay, so last night, as I said, not doing a stream. So I did that thumbnail. I normally do it in the morning, right? But I kind of liked it. It was nice and quiet. And then I spent a very blissful week, and it's incredible how geeky this is. But I generally spent a blissful couple of hours editing the Mid-Journey Doctor Who new special effects for Terror of the Zygons into my copy of it, right? And from the Blu-ray. I only got I'm ripping the second Parent Pyramids of Mars disc. Now got one more disc to rip after that. Now I ripped the whole set. But the point is this: it's now just insane, right? I think it's genuinely insane to somebody to not be doing special effects with AI, right? Look, again, I've shown this a couple of times because every time I see it, I'm like, oh my god, I've got to learn how to do that, right? I have got to learn how to do this. Yeah, let me pull this up. Where he managed to do the impossible and like breathe life into Warriors of the Deep, which it's actually an interestingly written story, poorly directed, with the worst monster of all time, right? The Merca is one of the most poorly realized monsters, clearly played by the people who did the Rent-A-Ghost horse, right? And this is his reimagining of it. See, I just feel that's like organic to. So much better. Oh, I really hope he does that, right? I really hope he does. But again, why on earth would you do special effects not in AI now? Right? Again, I've shown these things a million times over now, but yeah. We'll go over here. Because again, I had to like download all the clips. Where is it? Doing Doctor Who, Fourth Doctor, Terror of the Zygons. Yeah, just find the right folder. And then where's a good one? I'm looking for like the more normative effects rather than the. Is this a good one? Yeah, that's a good one. Let's go for this. No, my mistake. Although I like that, right? By the way, here, can I pull that up again? A really nice part of that. Oh, actually, here. This is it. Must be in this folder here. Is that it? Oh, there you go. Doink. This is an AI, right? This is real. But here, I love what the people running from the Zygon spaceship. I love the scarf billowing behind him, right? That just really works. It took longer because I cut out. I only used the effect shot. I didn't use the original shot because it's slightly better. Because they're on like 720, and the version I have is on 1080. Come on, get down! Like, why would you do effect shot not in AI? Right, I see the Blake 7 box that's next month's coming out, and they cost a lot to do. Right, to make those new effects, they cost a lot to. And I said this with the second set, and people said, "No, you're crazy. That will never, ever work." Right? Second, where's the one where they got the ship takeoff? Seems the most of it going to be big enough. No, we did. Oh, here it is. Oh, well, here, that's not the ship taking off. I mean, just look at that. I mean, you don't have it. You can do your effects at a fraction of cost. And frankly, this new Doctor Who they're making, where they definitely need to tighten the belts, right? Unless there's another. I don't think there's more money coming from anywhere else. We're going to talk about that later. Right, but here, where's the one where it takes off? I think is this it? Again, look at the scarf billowing behind him. I want the end of episode 3 when the Zygon ship takes off. Right, that I did think was fantastic and genuinely fantastic. That's it. Landing. I guess I could do it. Landing. Mayday. Episode 3 cliffhanger. Oh, is that episode 3 cliffhanger? Oh. No, that's a cliffhanger reprisal. Episode 3 cliffhanger reprisal. That's what that was. Oh, there we found it.
Going somewhere, are we?
Again, look at this. Why would you do special effects in any? And it's like I don't. There's a question if they're going to do the all 4 seasons of Blake 7, right? Because these new effects are very costly. You've got to build the models. You've got to hire the people. You've got to rent out studio space, or you can just do this, right? Just this. And why not? Why wouldn't you do that? And look, I hate the Jodie era as I do, right? It never looked better than the Jodie. I think it looked better in the Jodie era than it did in the Shooty era, quite frankly, right? I think it really looked. I think just the quality of the shots, they were fantastic. 1 second. Ian Levine trying to remember his. John Levine trying to remember his lines. Yeah, so to me, it just seems like an act of insanity, right? To not be using AI. It really does. Oh, but acts of insanity, they fit right into England, right now. So you had another terrible. Well, I will say it's a terrorist attack. Look, I think it's very clear that Britain is being colonized. It just is. There was a. Let me see if I can find it. There was a Muslim cleric that's saying that it's time to start instituting the Jiwaz law, where you have to pay tax to what's it? We have to pay tax to Muslims to be not Muslim and not be killed. Where is that clip? I just saw it recently. Over here, no. Oh, here. By the way, this is Mid-Journey's next thing, right? Which I'm really excited to see what it could be. Hang on. Share screen. Chrome tab. Like, what is that? Right? What is that? I know. I mean, I hope it's like saying an original thing, but then somebody posted it's identical to the this. That's the saucer from Dalek and Major's TV show. Right? Yeah, just gorgeous, right? Absolutely gorgeous stuff. Man, again, I'm really into all this stuff. Like, it really genuinely excites me. Oh, wait, I was looking at a thing from Dan. Sorry. I got waylaid by more Doctor Who. It happens. Must be on the wrong account. 1 second. We'll try. I'm on the wrong account. Is this? Oh, here we go. Found it. Muslim leader in UK calls for non-Muslims to start paying the jizya. Jizya. I thought that's something you did on a hooker's tits, but apparently not. Which is a tax that all non-Muslims must pay to the Islam State for not being a Muslim. Yeah, let me pull that up. Don't. In your own time. No rush, Ari.
We start saying like this, like that. There's no need. And just to clarify as well, yes, jizya is taken from the non-Muslims. We take the jizya from the non-Muslims, the combatants, the enemies of Allah and His Rasul, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, in exchange. And when we say like tax, it's not like a council tax or road tax that you're paying. You understand? And I'll get to that point as well. Is we're taking in exchange for your blood, for your life. Do you understand? We're taking it in exchange for your blood, for your life. This is mentioned by the commentators of the Quran as well.
But like, how long do you think to be put places like, Hackney or Tower Hamlets, right? Institutes this. I mean, they're going to.
The Mufassirin, they've explained, the Fuqaha have gone into detail. And why are we taking this is because you are a rebellion. You are rebellious against Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And because we have mercy, Islam has mercy, we're saying you pay the jizya. And again, we don't want to get into the discussion of how much and, how.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, England is a country being colonized. I hope you guys fight back. Honestly, the only real solution I see at this point is to make a stipulation to be able to vote. You must be born in England. But even that, I mean, that would take care of a lot of the problem. Right? It would really reduce the demographic. Or like, either be born in England or be English for 20 years. Right? How about that? Yeah, I mean, like you... so if, like, your parents came in 2000, right, and you had, and they gave birth to you, then you still wouldn't be able to vote. That I don't see the English really going for that. But that being said, I don't see them really going for this. So anyway, there was another terrible murder of like a couple of people on who the police just had a couple of British-born. Totally normal English people went on a weird stabbing spree on a train, killing 2 and injuring like a lot more. I'm like, it's dangerous. You can't. It's not like you can't walk the street. You can't get on a bloody train anymore. right? It is crazy. And the thing that's a problem is the authorities and the police running cover, right? Like running cover for them constantly. This is their this is the initial police report. A state
10 people were taken to hospital by ambulance, and another person self-presented later that evening. While 9 were initially believed to have life-threatening injuries, following assessment and treatment, 4, thankful to say, have been discharged. However, 2 patients remain in a life-threatening condition. British Transport Police declared a major incident yesterday, and counter-terrorism police...
I tell you, I really wouldn't like that guy's job.
Police declared a major incident yesterday, and counter-terrorism policing were initially supporting our investigation. However, at this stage, there is nothing to suggest that this is a terrorist incident.
Really? Really? What, just like in Southport last year? Nothing to suggest it at all? Really?
This is a British Transport Police investigation, and we continue to work to establish at pace the full circumstances and the motivations that have led to this incident.
So yeah, they said these are just normal, average British nationals. Nothing to worry about, nothing to see here. And we all know you're lying. Like, everybody freaking knows you're lying. Here's some more British nationals, right? We all know you're lying. We all know that you're desperate to try and cover up the absolute failure. By the way, interesting that they released his school picture, not this terrifying visage from hell, right? We all know you're lying. Like, what do they think? Do they think we don't know you're lying? I understand. Like, how on earth do they think that we believe you? Right. Yeah. Average, like, no, an average Welshman, just normal, average British people. No, it's not. No, it's not. You have a colonizing invasion going on by people who want to fucking kill you, right? And they hate your way of life, and they hate you, and they do. Now, obviously, I'm not saying this about every Muslim, right? Obviously, I think Muslims are like any other type of person. Yeah, the majority of them are good, decent people, right? But man, their culture is scary as hell. So anyway, so later the police came out with a secondary statement, which I found actually tells you a lot more what's going on. So good for them.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Constable Detective Officer Peter Pisspot from Twat Valley Police. Assalamu alaikum. Many of you will be aware of a largely peaceful incident that took place on a train in Huntingdon.
I mean, honestly, if it wasn't so accurate, it would be. I mean, like, it's scary how accurate this is.
Cambridgeshire yesterday evening, where a number of people were regrettably stabbed. What I can tell you is the attack was carried out by 2 men, almost certainly toxic ones. Unfortunately, I'm not able to share any further information with you at this stage about those men in the interests of community cohesion. Many people have been asking about the ethnicity of the perpetrators, which sadly I am unable to divulge, as personally I don't see colour.
Yeah, well, I think you see white, mate. I mean, if this was real. I think you see white, and it makes you see red.
Any further speculation about the assailants will most likely only embolden the far right, who, as we all know, are the most major threat facing this country right now.
Yes, you're right. The multiple rapes and stabbings, all the explosion in crime, 81,000 phones stolen in London alone over the past year, 81,000, right? A crazy number, right? It wasn't like this years ago when I was a kid. It wasn't like this when I left England in the 90s, right? Why? I think because England was British culture was dominant at that point, where they were 94% of the population, right? and it was fine.
Best thing we can all do at this stage is avoid speculation, keep those affected in our thoughts, remember that diversity is our strength, don't let those who wish to divide us win, and if you or someone you know has been stabbed or is being stabbed, try to handle the situation with tolerance and empathy.
It's again, it's so freakishly accurate, it's disturbing.
Don't look back in anger. Obviously, myself and my fellow officers have been busy mopping up a lot of blood. We haven't been able to spend as much time as we'd like to, trawling through social media, looking for hurty words.
Again, when somebody gets arrested for hurty words, and they're not even hurty, like often true words, they get their identity is revealed by the police instantly, right? Instantly. Weirdly enough, go on a stabbing spree or rape a 14-year-old, and then you're just a normal Welshman.
But rest assured, we'll be straight back to that on Monday morning. I think this incident needs to be a wake-up call to us all. What's very clear is that the problem here is knives. We're all happily getting along with each other, people of all cultures, creeds, ethnicities, all living together in perfect harmony.
I can see Keir Starmer watching this and thinking it's wrong, going, yes, this is absolutely right. This is what the country did. But Pete, somebody said to me, was it the other day? Keir Starmer can't believe he's doing well, right? The people like him. I think they do. Like the Democrats in America, they've convinced themselves beyond convinced that Trump's doing badly, right? No, he's not. I mean, the Republicans are up right now, right? Since this government shut down, I think it's but they live in delusion. Like they think AOC is a viable candidate for president come 2020. What is it? 2029, right? 28. I can't remember. But whatever it is, she's not. It's just going to be, and especially not once all the incredible ways that the Democrats cheat, which is pretty much every way possible. All those routes are being closed down, right? That's why they're screaming like bitches.
But then someone carelessly leaves a knife lying around, and then through no fault of their own, some vulnerable oppressed minority starts doing a load of stabbing. It's time for a blanket knife ban. I want to urge you all to go through your knife drawer today and hand in all your knives to your nearest police station. Butter knives, bread knives, potato peelers, just anything with a sharp edge to it that could cause an injury. All you really need is spoons. The only thing stopping us all living together safely and happily is sharp objects. If you are using public transport over the next few weeks, best of luck. You'll need it. Stay safe out there, and if you can't stay safe, be kind. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, kumbaya. My most recent...
Yeah, again, it's so go to his join his YouTube and go to his show. Again, depressingly accurate, right? Depressingly accurate. We live in strange times, ladies and gentlemen. We do live in strange times. Oh man, it's late already. Okay, fine. Let us get to the chat. Oh man, it was again. It's just a depressing story. Really was. And here's the thing. I remember, when Zygon Invasion came out. That'd be what, about 2015, where they really copped out at the end, right? They really completely like, you had the evil Zygons, living, hidden throughout humanity, mainly England, right? And the Doctor makes a nice speech, and they go, "Oh, well, okay then. Oh, okay then. We won't go raping and stabbing. No, that's not good." And I remember saying at the time, the rapes are going to go up massively over the next 10 years, as is violent crime. It is. And so much lies are being told for the sole reason, the sole purpose of so woolly guardian reading liberals don't have to admit they're wrong. Right, and that's really all it is. They just can't stand the thought of admitting they're wrong. Okay. Before we get to the chat, one last thought. I, as I'm sure you all know, firmly believe we are heading in a good direction, even though it's really, we're in pretty dark times right now. But I think we're really genuinely heading in a good direction in terms of, I think we're heading to some kind of messianic age of like where we all like are happy and live together, and much of the problems we have in the world evaporate, which I think is, and we again, peace and harmony, right? A messianic age, and I do think we're heading there because it's my bonkers Bible thumping worldview. But they describe it as like the death of Satan, and you see it like losing, the force of the darkness losing power. But they also describe it as a tide going in and coming out. So it goes forward, comes back, goes forward, comes back. There's a pendulum, right? Right now it's swinging very, very strongly to the direction of darkness, right? This week's been awful. They had that guy walking his dog be stabbed to death. It was just horrible, right? It was just it's just a nice guy, spent his life working. Horrible. For what? So the World Economic Forum can rule the world in their shitty way, right? Oh God, I hate those people. I really do. They say they don't want private cars or private homes. Fuck you. They're all going to have their private homes. Trust me. Unbelievable. Anyway, and we're swinging in the direction of darkness, especially in England, which is so dark right now. You can't go another 4 years of this. It's outrageous. It's crazy. So I don't know what on earth's what will force the general election, but I hope something does. Maybe a national strike. Maybe just everybody in the country goes on. All the white people, all the white, not brainless liberal people go on strike. I bet it'll be like 3 days. I bet it'll be 3 days till they crack. Right? It's you need a general election. You need a new direction. This is a disaster. This is just an absolute disaster. And again, I'm really on board for British nationals, people who are born in England, only voting, and I think that would get rid of a lot of the immigration problem overnight, and they would probably all go. Once they aren't getting free stuff. And these idiot liberals say, "Oh, they're asylum seekers." No, they're fucking not. How are you so stupid? How are they so stupid? How are people so educated, so freaking stupid? It's absolutely beyond me. But anyway, so listen, I do see that we're heading in a positive direction, even though we're in darkness right now. Things have a way of inverting and resolving. Right, and I hope we're in the direction of that. I think the existence of Sydney Sweeney as a movie star somewhat proves it. That we went from Zendaya to Sydney Sweeney. I mean, like, how much more of an upgrade can you get? Right, and it really is an upgrade. So good for her. Sure, rebooting the DC Cinematic Universe again would be a disaster. But would this be so bad? Well, you're making a good point there, Sydney. You're making a good point, right? Netflix buying DC Warner, they're in the running. And they apparently favor the Snyderverse. Okay, why can't you do a television universe in the Snyderverse, right? And and again, just use AI prodigiously to bring the cost down. Right, and I bet Zack Snyder will be way up for that. A lot of people didn't like this movie. I liked it a lot. There's the zombie movie he did on Netflix. I thought that was really. I mean, honestly, the Rebel Moon was so painfully bad. Oh, so painfully bad. Depressingly bad. Right. But if he's working from somebody else's scripts, stories, he's normally pretty good. Stranger Things returns. Does anybody remember what it actually is? I really don't remember much about it. I remember liking it, and I remember the broad strokes of the story. But it's been how many years? Like 5 years. When was the last Stranger Things episode guide? I mean, honestly, how long has it been since it's been on? I mean, it's coming back on November 26th. Oh, they got two episodes, but normally like 2 hours long each now, right? They're ridiculously long. Hello? Oh, there you go. No, that doesn't do it. Okay, just looking for an episode guide. There we go. 2022, okay? The last 2 episodes were... the last season finished in July 2020, 3 years ago. That's crazy. I'm sorry. That is just crazy. And so, like, I don't know. I didn't like... Maybe I'll enjoy it. I really know, but I think they left it too long. I do think they left it too long. But not you, Sydney. Everything you do is right. Everything Sydney Sweeney does is right, and I don't think anybody could really disagree with that. It's so freaking hot. It's unbelievable. Where are we up to? Fine, doing the chat. That's what. So I got staring at Sydney Sweeney. It distracted me. It happens to the best of us. OG is here. You're fatigued by life in general. I get that. England is a heavy place right now. Plus, I live not close to a town anyway. Near from where the train offing took place. Ugh. Yeah, because it's like, did you see the woman on Julie Hartley Brewer? Oh, she was like sobbing. Let me see if I can find that. Hang on. Julia Hartley Brewer, cooler woman in tears. Is that all? Let me see. No, let me try. Let me look on the Twitter, see if it's over there. Oh, here it is. Yeah. And again, this is just heartbreaking that this is what's going on. Okay, Sydney, we're going to have to bum out again for a second. Oh, she cried. While we look at this.
In the borough right next to Hillingdon.
Yep.
And I moved into my house in 2019. My local shop, there's been 3 stabbings, 1 murder since then.
Wow.
My friend was murdered last year up on the high street. Girl I know was murdered in Southall Park. The government are failing us. I'm so scared for my children. I have a
I'm so good. Okay, my kids literally fought a war, right? That war just ended. They were in combat. It was terrifying. 2 years of pure misery. And I'm not exaggerating. It was 2 years of pure fucking misery. Oh, God, it's over. Although nobody really believes it over here. I think it's over.
22-year-old son, and I'm begging him to move out of the country.
Oh my goodness!
Look, you want to move country? Come to Israel. And I know it sounds crazy. We've got good weather, great economy. It's a great place to emigrate to, and it's also kind of safe, like it looks to be in England.
I feel for you.
What are these politicians doing to us? They're putting our children in so much danger. They're putting everyone in danger, and they're not doing nothing to help us.
And that's the thing. A lot of us feel that you know how many is too many.
Yeah, these idiot liberals. How many 14-year-old girls raped is too many? How many people stabbed for just no reason other than this guy had we don't even know why.
They're pushing us to do something that we don't want to do. We are peaceful people. British people never vote against their government.
Yeah.
They're going to push us to it because they're not listening to us. Our friends, our family are dying. I had a cousin murdered 20 years ago who was stabbed to death, and nothing has changed, Julia.
I'm so...
Oh, it's actually got a lot worse.
So sorry, Sarah. I'm sure I speak for everyone listening and watching right now. My heart goes out to you, and that's the reality.
I don't leave the house without a man.
You're that worried.
I don't fucking blame her. Yeah, no, I don't fancy being stabbed and murdered and raped. Thank you.
Well, everyone I know is getting stabbed. They're getting raped in parks. This is where I live, not where the politicians live.
Do you think that's part of the issue, that they don't live in the real world?
Keir Starmer, if you're listening to
I think the issue is they don't give a shit. They're sociopaths.
this, please do something. I'm petrified. I've never broken the law in my life. I've been a law-abiding citizen. I've been
That won't protect you.
a civil servant. Please do something. It's us.
The police will come after you before they'll go after anyone else because they're not scared of you. And they are scared of the invaders.
They're dying on the streets. You talk about being racist. We're not racist. My sister's mixed race. I was a white child brought up in a mixed race family. Nothing to do with race.
Exactly.
To do with our safety.
No, look, there's British values and there's people who do not have British values.
Sarah, I mean...
you got to hope for a better tomorrow. That's all you got to hope for. I know, Sydney. Can you give us any hope, darling? Can you give us any hope? I think there's something you can probably do to make us. Oh yes, that makes us feel better. So anyway, don't that's a good thing about believing in God. You know, you just have a genuine. You think things are going to work out. Okay, I'm really pissed off with the way that YouTube has changed putting everybody's handles out now. It's Darren the Funky Evans, isn't it? I think so. I can't remember how you're doing. Funky. Oh, what's it? Somebody just contacted me. What was that? I don't know. Oh, it's over here, I think. Sorry. Somebody. No. Yeah, Darren Funky. I think that's who you are. Funky 1463. Yeah, you get the 1463 set up. Just going to wait here. Doctor Who's starting in 500 years. Nothing to worry about. Paul Taylor is there doing. Paul Taylor, thank you for joining us. At least we're back on GMT here, real time. Yes. Good old Greenwich Mean Time that really works. I am really. Do you remember the thing I did, Crown of the Empire? I was doing it as a graphic novel, but I kind of just run out of steam with it. Problem being, did a great trailer of it for me. Where is that? Hey, but I understand that next year they're saying that the big trend is going to be homemade AI anime. I am so going to do that with my. With that graphic novel because I'll like British red shirts, red coats and bars. Yeah, it just works for me. Right, I'm really up for that. So we are up to Space 199 on the way for it. Well, I can't get much better than that. What time's it on? What time's it on? Let us know, Archer Colin. So a bit confusing. Those Facebook line. Yeah. There was just something came up. Yeah, I was off. As only Kryptonite can't make Sydney sweeter. She really can't make her any hotter. It's crazy. All right. I mean, like she meets maximum hotness, and I didn't think you could do that. Archer Collins says, it's not for a woman want to be appreciated. It's literally genetic, ensures a continuation of the race. Well, I very much appreciate you, Sydney. But I don't think the word appreciate is really strong enough, right? I appreciate you a lot. Yes. Often with some kind of lubricant. BD Rich is here, dude. BD Rich. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I had a chat with PD Rich about the state of the empire. Not good. That's what I'll say. Not good. You can see why the Queen didn't want Charles to be the king for so long. He hasn't done a great job. God bless him. And he had to play Exodus, Gods and Kings to get discharged from the ward that I was on. Well, I hope you got back to it in time. Is that Gods and Kings? Wasn't that one a Ridley Scott movie, or you adapted to play? I don't know. Neil deGrasse Tyson has some points on level of AI nowadays, and the danger there. Yeah, well, Neil deGrasse Tyson's an idiot. Any scientist who doesn't know what a woman is a moron, right? It's simply a moron, right? Maybe we should reverse jizya to the. It's not a bad idea, actually. That would do the trick as well. I mean, they wouldn't be able to complain, but they would. Couldn't AI be used to get rid of some of the strobing effects when on the cameras when guns are fired? It could be. Yes, I don't see why not. I don't know. Again, I got to get in touch with Mid-Journey Doctor Who and say, can you do a tutorial about how you do that stuff? Because I want to do that, right, man. If I can replace the Garn from I was talking about the other day. Now I couldn't remember the story title, and I kept getting stuck on it. Enlightenment Terminus. Terminus. I really like Terminus. Really interestingly designed story. Yeah, I can't read. Honestly, PD Rich, what you're saying there in this statement is correct, but I can't read it out. I'll be pillared. If we go down this route, we should treat them like third-class citizens. Honestly, that's what Muslims are treated. That's how Muslims treat other Muslims in Muslim countries, right? That's how they achieve social order. Right, and it really is. It's really, I mean, like, just look at the Muslim world. What are we up to? Fine. Because I think everyone on either is either in their bubble or far right. Yeah, exactly. That's basically the truth, right? The AI cop actually sounds the most. He's not AI. He's a comedian. I'm not sure which is more worrying, that they know they're lying or that they actually believe what they say is true. Archie Collins, you're 100% right. That's terrifying. Genuinely terrifying. See the light, you have to see the dark. That's exactly the point. And look, I really hope there's going to be a Deus Ex Machina that will really change everything. Like, oh god, whatever those asteroids, whatever, heading towards Earth, please hit. Please hit. If I hear bloody running up that hill one more time, I don't know what that means. You'll scream, but okay. No more Snyderverse. Resurrect the Arrowverse. Oh no, Darren, mate. Darren, I gotta go with the Snyderverse. And Snyderverse just got good. I'm not good. It got great with Justice League. Right, it just got to where it was going, and I agree that Zack Snyder took too long to display what his vision was. But I thought Zack Snyder's Justice League is the best superhero movie ever made. I really, genuinely do think it was stunning, right? And I wanted to see the other parts of it. You know, the post-apocalyptic Joker. Right, I liked his. I would love to have seen a Batman movie, Batman versus Deathstroke, played by Joe Mangdana or whatever. I can't remember his name. I think that would have been really good, right? I would love to see more in the Snyder. I would love to have seen it completed, right? I mean, like if they all indications are that who is it? They're keeping James Gunn. If it's sold to, I can't remember. Paramount, I think. David Milling is here. Doing David Milling. I use East Coast Mainline a hell of a lot, and last night's attack was I'm so yeah, because that's the thing. It's all in your own home, right? It's all you recognize it, and that was the thing with the war here in Israel, right? Wherever you went, in the country, like we would go on vacation. To so we went to somebody's wedding. It was in a kibbutz hotel about 2 hours away, about an hour and a half away. And wherever you go, there's all these pictures up of like different kids who have been killed, right? They're like either killed on October 7th or got killed in the war, right? It's just everywhere. And they all look like, exactly where you live. It's terrifying, right? I went to too many bloody funerals myself. That's not true. I didn't go to any funerals. I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't. I honestly, in fact, I have to tell you, I'm on a bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? Not regrowth. I'm recovery. I'm in like major recovery mode right now. Because okay, don't do drugs, kids. But it was a very dark time during the war. I smoked way too much weed, right? And it's the only way I could get through it. It's way too much, right? So I'm on a bit of cold turkey from that, right? Oh man, I could have bought a new computer easily with the money I spent on way too much weed over the last 2 years. Oh God. So I'm trying to dry out from that, but it's like when you get an injury and they give you like pain medication, you get addicted to it. That's it. That's exactly where I was. But that's why I'm glad it's over. Man, it was killing me. And like you have no idea how hard it was. I really can't. But again, I understand where you're all coming from. It's horrific, right? It's horrific what England has become. Chris Godwine is here. How you doing, Chris Godwine is in. Was it might not do anything unless a royal leads them. Oh, I don't. Do you see do you see Charles doing anything? I don't see any of the royals doing anything. No royals left to lead anymore. We need better leadership, not globalist lunatics. Yeah, it's so sad that's where Charles landed, right? Jonathan got. I said I should Jonathan got, haven't I? No, he just arrived. Jonathan got. How you doing? Archer Collin mentions midnight my time. Sally, are you aware of the Space 1889? Probably British Empire. Exactly. They did. It was a few people from Big Finish did a spin-off. Broke off and did their own company. They did about 3 or 4 audios of Space 1889. Freaking brilliant. That's exactly what I'm going for, right? Exactly that. Essentially imagine the Michael Caine Zulu movie set on Mars, right? With a breathable atmosphere. I love the idea of doing turn of the century science, right? Where they didn't know what was going on. That's exactly where we're going. Yes. Oh, very good. Very good. Yeah, can I see if I can find Space 1889? See if I can find a trailer for it. It's really good. I don't even know if you can get it anymore. Hang on. Space 1889. Was it Anthony Daniels, I think, was in the first one. Okay, I found a lot of the audio. That's what I'm looking for. Lunar Inheritance. I think. Oh no, they got. Okay, there's a whole thing is on YouTube apparently. Okay, I will show you the link in a second. But they didn't put out a trailer. Computer game. Really? Why would they not put out a trailer for it? Audio trailer. Let's see if that helps. No, here, I will show you the link though too. They got the full audios on YouTube, so okay. Doink, here we go. Put that in the chat. It's really good stuff. Okay, big recommend. His takes on Neil deGrasse's takes on AR are pretty valid. Yeah, I'm sure they are. I'll bring a dick. Stephen Braddock is there. Stephen Braddock, thank you for joining us. Yes, no one feels safe anymore in my town. This morning there was a group of immigrants who set up outside a closed down shop and proceeded to start going through the bins. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, don't let them get your cat or your dog, for God's goodness sake. You were a train line at that exact time a few months ago, coming back from the Doctor Exhibition in Peterborough. Well, at least I'm jealous of you so far. That's it. That looked awesome. I really loved that. Everything I saw about that exhibition. Not once did I fear I could be attacked. So shocked. I know. Nothing is safe anymore. Right? Nothing is safe anymore. It's not a watch. It's a listen. Space 1889. Oh, you're gonna watch Space 1999? Sorry, I got confused. David Miller, you said something to me. Did I miss it? Where was it? I'm looking through the chat. No, you're just saying hello. Okay, my mistake. Colin Rigger should fight Charles for his champion for the crown, uniting Ireland and the UK in a new clan system. Carlos Godwisen, I like that. That is a sensible policy for a more for a better age. Let's put it that way. Fine. Okay, we've got a bunch of stuff to get to. Let's do the non-Doctor Who stuff first. All right. So apparently there's a new Avatar movie coming out. Now, I like the first Avatar, right? And I saw the first half hour of the second one when it was on Disney Plus. I was like, oh, this is shit. It's one of the things that just really needed the 3D and that wow factor of seeing 3D for the first time. Yeah, when is Avatar 3 coming out? Avatar 3. It's coming out this year. It's coming out, okay, December 19th, right? So I really wasn't going to bother with it at all, right? And then I got this alien documentary. What the hell was that thing called? Aliens Expanded, maybe? It was like 4 hours long. I'm only an hour into it. Aliens Expanded. Let's see if that's the one. Is that the one that's 4 hours long? Yes, 4 hours, 40 minutes long. And it's this in-depth documentary about aliens, right? Let's see if I can find a trailer for that. Aliens Expanded trailer. Now, so apparently this was a here we go. This was a crowdfunded project, and that's why it's in like all these different pieces. It's like these in these teeny tiny little episodes. Doink. And it's excellent, right? It's really, really great. I'm loving every second of this. Let me pull this up. Thinking about it, getting a whizzy will. You can do it, baby. There we go. Apparently, it's streaming on AMC in America, I think.
Cameron, and this is Aliens Expanded.
Talk to me, Hudson! Multiple signals!
Without a doubt, Aliens is the best movie that I've ever been in.
We all knew that we had something.
Is Aliens better than Terminator? Yeah, I think so.
If you're gonna only be in one movie, this was the movie to be in.
It's a fair point. Newt's making a fair point.
I don't think we had seen that in film before.
It was so real.
It's brilliant.
It's so fresh, so exciting, so adrenal.
Let's pack them in! Get in there!
I want this thing to go smooth and by the numbers.
But it's very few times I watch a documentary and go, man, this is a good movie.
Paxton turned to me and he was like, oh, dude, this is going to be so awesome.
This wasn't just a hit movie. It was something that would really endure.
A phenomenal piece of filmmaking.
I'd been on a lot of sets, but this one was the next level.
In my mind, it was experimental cinema. Everybody thought I was nuts.
Is it going to be casual? Is he going
That's the thing. It's very, very mainstream, but it was experimental cinema. Like, it was really pushing boundaries.
to be a monster?
He was under pressure. If you're screwing around, he's going to tell you.
A little bit of abuse doesn't hurt.
And it all just went dark.
Oh, yeah. He like, working in Pinewood was a nightmare for him. Like, one time, apparently, I saw this on the making of Aliens on the Alien Quadrilogy box set, where they like spent hours like just getting the smoke right, fanning it in every place, right? And about to do the shot and the tea break. He's like, no, can you do the tea break 20 minutes later? Let's get the shot. And they're like, nope, union rules, mate.
6. Remember, short controlled bursts.
Keep frosty. Now, this is one of the greatest bits ever. When they came in and they're in the roof.
Just shock and awe.
We were all cheering for Sigourney.
She goes 100% feral.
But she's got the gun and the...
Apparently, the draft name on the script was Mother, because it was about Sigourney Weaver's Ripley's mothering instincts versus the alien queen.
Flamethrower.
She's alive. There's still time.
It definitely is.
That just doesn't do anything for me, have my name on the credits.
Movie history.
It was a great time in my life.
Get away from her, you bitch!
I was born to make that movie.
Like, he literally designed the special effect of the alien queen. So anyway, wherever you can find it, I find it. It's so good, right? So because of that, I've really got a lot of respect for James Cameron, and I think maybe it was in the middle of the culture war, and maybe I poo-pooed it too quickly, all right? Which I don't know. I think may have been maybe it is shit. I really don't know. When was the last one? It was 3 years ago. Maybe it is shit. Right. Weirdly enough, from the there's the same time as Stranger Things. Right. It's been 3 years, but with movies, it's fine. Right. Maybe it is shit. Maybe it's not. But I think it's deserving of a second look. And it's got to do a second look before the third one comes out. Because I just saw there's a new trailer for it. So let's go check that out. Stephen Braddock says, I saw Alien at the cinema on 79. And when I saw Alien 6 years later, it was epic blockbuster. And yes, it was so its own thing. Right? Which I think is fantastic. So anyway, let's look at the trailer for the next Avatar movie. Oh, please be good. I know. It's hard to look at it and not be cynical.
Is the only pure thing in this world.
That's the other thing.
The fire came from the mountain.
That's the other thing. When it first came out, it felt much more. The special effects were digital effects were in a different space, and this felt like it looked authentic and real. Now it feels like a video game, right? And these things don't look 3-dimensional and real to me.
Burnt our forest. My people cried for help. But Eva did not come.
Yeah, unfortunately, again, it's the 3D that really sells it, right? It was the 3D that sold the first one. That gave it the realism, and also you had the CGI people after introducing real people and like making it 3-dimensional.
This world goes much deeper than you imagine.
I mean, the thing to recommend it to me is I know James Cameron worked out the whole biosphere of this planet before he wrote it, right? So there's this incredible consistency within it. But it just seems a shame this is where it's like his career's gone on this shipwrecked here for years and years, like a decade.
Protect your sister. Yes, sir. Stay under cover.
Oh, I like the idea they got bad blue aliens, whatever they're called, and then Naboo, right?
What does Dad always say?
Sully stick together.
No, the other one.
Sully never quits.
That's right. Sully's never quit.
Darren Funk Game says he never bothered with the first one. The first one was a real cultural movement, right? It was a cultural breakthrough.
How do you still live?
What if every human being on Earth could live here without a mask? Then the Na'vi people will be gone.
Whoa.
You want to spread your fire across the world. You need me.
We must fight! I call upon the warrior mother.
And again, I haven't seen the second one. I bought about less than halfway, a third of the way through. Right? It's but it just seems to be the same story. Evil Earth people come, and it's the Ewoks beating the Empire again and again and again in a beautiful vista, right? But no, I am going to rewatch. I've talked myself into it. I'm going to rewatch it or try. I do like the idea of there being bad aliens. That's kind of fun.
I'll kill you! I swear!
there's 2 more they're planning. The next one is in 2029, then 2031. I mean, really? That just seems like a lot for this. Honestly, it's way better than Rebel Moon. Okay, that much I can say. But again, look, James Cameron has got such an incredible track record. I've really got to give Avatar 2 a try again, right? I've really generally got to do it. But again, a lot of the breathtaking amazement of that first one was how it just incredibly moved forward the technology in storytelling, right? So I'll let you know if it's any good. I'll let you know how it goes out. Now, the next thing we've got coming up is Stranger Things. It comes this month, right? Stranger Things. I love the first season. Thought it was great. Second season, I thought was a good sequel in that it went in a somewhat different direction, but it still had that great 80s vibe, and they built a whole mall for it, and I like that. The third season is where it started getting too convoluted for me. Right, like the third season is when they ended up in Russia for a bit. I was like, but it's been too long. It's like literally 9 years since since it began, and there's not enough going on to go. Oh well, I remember this, right? I think this third season was when it was starting to tell this bigger overall story. Right, when you got to see more of the villain. I can't remember what the villain was called. Right, I don't know. And yeah, again, it's delivered very strong entertainment for me over these years. So Venka, right, and I think it worked well. Bet than Weather Mood is not exactly high bar, says Arch Colin. I think you might be right, sir. I think you might be right. So, yeah, but let's check out the trailer for Stranger Things season 5. Where is it? Oh, doink.
It's starting today.
The Upside Down is not just another world anymore. It's bleeding into ours, changing everything.
So I do like that they brought in like pretty much every 80s star, including Paul Reiser. Paul Reiser was just so right for his tying this into Aliens, right? It was just so right.
Hawkins is falling apart. The Upside Down isn't hiding anymore.
I like David Harbour a lot more before Marvel.
Elle, you won't be alone. We fight with you always.
This isn't just another gate. It's like the whole town's becoming the Upside Down.
There's nothing I'll let
Again, great monster. Really, genuinely great monster.
I know he's here. I can feel him.
This isn't just Hawkins' fight. This is the fight for everything. That works.
I remember the last one got a bit, I wouldn't say woke, but got a bit woke and feminist, right? And isn't Millie Bobby Brown like 30 now?
It's time to end it.
Oh, is that Linda Hamilton? Again, I love shit like that.
You cannot run.
Okay, look, it's one of the best things they've done on Netflix, right? Netflix has done a lot of good stuff. That to me looks like it'll be pretty good. Now, that's if you're not looking at Doctor. What about if you are looking at Doctor? Well, we got a lot to go over, and we have interesting stuff. Since the mention is aired, and since the mention, thank you for joining us. Having not seen it in the previous shows, probably won't watch this one. You've got to watch all of them to be able to understand what's going on. And they're really very entertaining. I remember them all being really very, very entertaining. But I just don't remember. But it's been too long. It's been 9 years since it started. Anyway, I'm on the wrong thing. Share screen. Doink. There we are. So, Doctor Who news. There is a lot of new Doctor Who magazine comes out this week as well. They got a new special edition based around not Terror Sticks. Terry Nason. Thank you, Terry Nason. These special editions are normally pretty darn good. International Man of Mysteries. See, like Doctor Who magazine generally a bit shit this year, a bit shit nowadays. But their special editions are normally quite good, right? They're normally pretty darn good. What's that? All new content includes previously unpublished interviews, deep dives into all the nation's Doctor Who stories, and extract from script. Oh, don't make me want you. Don't make me want you, you bitch. Oh. Highlights include Terry Nason reflects on Doctor Who survivors and Blake Seven in a previously unpublished interview from 1901. Exclusive interview with Rebecca and Joel Nason growing up in with their famous father. Doctor Who writer and former showrunner Stephen Moffat plays tribute to Terry Nason, who visits an overlooked Dalek story. What's Dalek stories overlooked? Really? Planet of the Daleks, Death of the Daleks. No, that's not overlooked. What's the name? One with Reginald Squires. Day of the Daleks. That's fabulous. Again, I love the special edition. Well, what's overlooked? Evil of the Daleks, certainly not. Power of the Daleks. Dalek Master Plan. Genesis, Destiny. None of these are overlooked, right? None of these are overlooked. Wow, so I guess I've got to buy this to find out. Lost Scenes from some of Terry Nason's greatest scripts brought to life with new artwork. Kevin John Davies has described childhood memories of meeting Terry Nason in the 70s. The story of Nason's entire career from the 50s to the 80s, including his contributions to Out of the Unknown, The Saint, Avengers, and oh, wow. This sounds pretty darn good. Every Terry Nason film, television, and radio credit compiled for the first time. Previously unpublished interview with Nason's friend and former agent Beryl Virtue. I bet that's good. The script development of every Terry Nason Doctor Who story, including some newly discovered drafts, plus more. When's this come out? Let's see how much it is. You can get it from Pocket Mags for $8.99. See, if it wasn't for the shipping, I would totally order it. I'm kind of tempted with this one. I really am. Are you going to show it to me? No, I guess not. Okay, never mind. That looks pretty good. That's about one of the few things that does look good in the world of Doctor Who right now. And Doctor Who is everywhere, right? Especially this story. I got it from like the most bizarre source possible, Fox News. Now, I want to be, even though I am, I'm certainly not. Here's the thing: am I right wing? In some ways, I am. Right? I used to be progressive before they destroyed the word. Right? Genuinely, well, I always like going. You know, I love the New Virgin New Adventures because it was forging new ground. I love that sort of stuff. That's really where I am. But now I'm like insanely right wing. Having said that, I don't like Fox News. I think all corporate media is bad, right? I just want to go for the most mainstream source I can find, and that it got over here. This made more news than the actual Doctor Who did, which is crazy. Disney cancels Doctor Who, BBC collaboration fearing woke backlash report. Yeah, because it was shit, and it was woke shit, and it was sick of woke shit, right? And that's Disney saying. Disney is backpedaling so hard from woke. They're doing their best. They really are. They are backpedaling as fast as they can. And they got quite a way to go. So they were so insanely woke. Disney Doctor Who co-production fails to admit declining ratings. Well, that is the problem. You know, it would have been one thing had it worked, right? But it didn't. right? And that's the thing you got to wrestle with. It just didn't work at all, right? The BBC confirmed that its co-production partnership with Disney on Doctor Who franchise has ended, according to a new report. And again, that they didn't announce a new streaming partner, I think is because they can't sell it to anyone in the state it's in, right? The rumors, then we're going to get into them later in the show, that Rusty Davies is doing this one episode to wrap everything up and essentially put everything away, put all the toys away in the box, so somebody new can take over. And the new person take over is now, I thought it'd be Pete Mateague, right? I thought Pete Mateague was a shoo-in if they're continuing with this kind of production. Apparently, Jack Thorne is the front, not the front runner. He's heavily rumored as having the gig for a 2027 series. And again, I'll remind you, effects costs should be like nothing. Like should be like 10% of what they were. Right, the whole effects budget is just done. You don't give, if you don't have money, that's where you save. That's the first place you save. Right? AI effects, as we've looked at long and hard. Right, that is 100% where you save money. So again, I can't like look when it gets to like, you know, we need to cut costs. That's the place to do it. All right. But anyway, so Deadline spoke with sources saying that the various reasons why the deal ending, including concerns surrounding a woke backlash. No, not a woke backlash, the woke backlash. It happened. I can't believe Rusty Davies said, "Oh, we only moved it 1% to be more queer." No, you fucking didn't. Again, Russell, for most people, right? Most people thinking a 60-year-old man meeting a stranger in a club and fucking them is degenerate, right? Most people think that, right? Most people think 60-year-old men should be, you know, having grandchildren and like not fucking around like he's an 18-year-old anymore, right? And it's not, and they feel it's degenerate. That's how detached you are from the basic morality of the human race. It was pretty apparent from earlier this wasn't going to be for long term. Everyone got the impression that it wasn't doing what it needed to do on Disney Plus to be sustained. A former Disney executive told Deadline. Yeah, look, and I think they gave it a fair whack. They put a ton of money into marketing that first season, right? They wrapped trains in New York with Shooty Gatwa wearing stockings, you know, and about to tongue kiss Jonathan Groff. Right, I'm sorry, it was unrecognizable as Doctor Who. If somebody liked Doctor Who, they wouldn't like that, right? And I think most people who say they like that they ideologically agreed with it, and they liked that. And I think they were scared not to like it because if you didn't like it, that means you're an evil right wing, alt-right, far right, right? That's what it would mean. And I think people didn't want to be far right. So they convinced themselves they like the Jodie era, and now there's been several years under the water, you know, under the bridge, several years gone since Jodie Whittaker. People are conning themselves it wasn't unbelievably shit. Right? No, I don't care how many times you tell me everybody loved it, it was great, it was normal. It wasn't. You're lying then, you're lying now. It was shit then, it's shit now. And it was shit then because she was horribly miscast. And it was terribly written, right? It's just like, it was just bollocks, right? I am sorry. There was really little to recommend it, especially in terms of the Doctor, and that's why it died a fucking death, right? I mean, even with the strangely inflated BBC ratings, it died a death, right? And I think I think it was essentially cancelled until they got Rusty Davies in to put together the Disney deal, and which he was very instrumental in, right? How unlikely is the BBC will be vetting Davies' script? What's stopping him just writing more of the same? I don't know. Nothing. That was David Mullen. I don't know. I do not know. And again, it's not like they say, no, don't make it queer. Right? Of course they're going to say make it queer. That's what they live for. Right? But But you know what? Here, let's move over to here for a second. And this is a real normie's view from the inside the entertainment industry of where Doctor Who is holding. Where is this thing? No, not that one. Oh, this is it. Fine. So this is the TV Insider podcast with Jimmy Mulville and I think Peter Fincham, who used to be the Director General of the BBC. It was towards the end they were talking about it.
So, and then that was the beginning of the end of that chat show.
So let's just say a bit more detail on the Strictly departure. Because
talking about Strictly?
If it is Holly, then Darren got there.
Should we move on before we before you start?
I think we should.
And again, this is people who high up in the TV industry who clearly have no idea what they're talking about. Like clearly have no idea. But it's you get to see inside their minds, which is a strange place to see.
My appearance. Having a go at me.
Never.
Okay.
I think we should get another envelope.
All right, Owen, wake up. Envelope me, Owen. Says Disney exits the TARDIS. Oh, we know what this is.
Yeah, we do.
The BBC have announced that Disney Plus will no longer be involved with with Doctor Who. Disney have partnered the BBC for the last 2 seasons, and the upcoming spin-off titled The War Between the Land and the Sea, which is not very Doctor Who-ish, but...
Exactly. I mean, again, that thing you pick up straight away, it's not very Doctor Who. You should have seen the TV show. It wasn't very Doctor Who-ish either.
But the co-pro, it doesn't seem to be working for Disney, and each episode now costs about £10 million an episode.
I don't believe that.
And the ratings have been, well...
And it looks like shit. And they're only, 40-minute episodes? It looks like shit.
Underwhelming on the BBC, and it hasn't been doing much business on Disney Plus, on their streaming services.
See, I don't know. I'm being mean saying it looks like shit. It doesn't look like 10 million. Okay, it doesn't look like 10. Again, do AI effects. It doesn't look as good as that, right? And it certainly doesn't look as good as in the Jodie years, which I think it really had a massive upgrade in quality, right? And again, I'm loath to say anything good about the Jodie years because I don't want people to think I think it's good. It was awful, but man, did it look good, right? What's it? I think the moment I like the last time I watched it thinking it could be Doctor Who was the second episode where you had that spaceship crashing, a really stupid cliffhanger. Right, but man, that really bought it with those effects.
In the US, it's kind of flopped over there. Lindsay Salt, who is
flopped over here too,
the head of drama at the BBC, thanked Disney, and the quote is for being terrific global partners and collaborators over the past 2 seasons. Now, if you subtitle that, what she was saying would be fuck, shitty.
That's a fair point.
Fuck.
That is like thanking the person you're about to get divorced for being an excellent wife
partner
for the last 15 years. It's the sort of thing John Cleese says.
Yeah, all the time. But it must be a bit of a torpedo in the side of the ship here, because that's a big withdrawal of funding. But the BBC have confirmed the show will continue without Disney. And we'll go back to the Daleks, and we'll return with a Christmas special in 2026.
Right. One of the only things that Rusty Davies could do that will be actually good is to make AI kosher for the purple-haired weirdos that follow him everywhere. Right. So, we went to kind of budget, and then AI was just developed, and it's perfect, exactly what we want. Again, I showed this earlier in the stream, but I don't think you can look at this often enough, because how do you take shit and make it look good? AI. Look at this. Again, fantastic. Yeah, I mean, that's the way to go, baby.
Davies, who, as we know, famously revived it from being something that Michael Grade cancelled because he thought it looked so shoddy compared to the...
He didn't like it, Michael Grade. He put it in Room 101, didn't he?
He put it in Room 101. He got booed by the audience.
Yeah, because people love Doctor Who. But look, if you get the season 22 Blu-ray box set, there is a fantastic interview with Matthew Sweet to Michael Grade, and everything Michael Grade says is 100% correct. Right? It was like, I love Colin Baker. I love Nicola Bryant. I really love Nicola Bryant. Yeah, I love the pair of them. I think they're great. Right?
Rabbi, you're a very naughty boy.
That has been mentioned. but like the quality of that season was just off. It was putting clearly, what's his name? Eric Saywood had no interest in being there, hated being there, which is why I think it all fell apart.
And but he said, Paul Merton said, "Why did you cancel it?" He said, "Because it was rubbish."
Is it heretical to say I'm slightly with Michael Grade on this?
Well, no.
But here's the interesting bit. It shows you the inside attitude of the BBC.
No, all right.
Or maybe it is heretical. It's been a brilliant show.
Let's unpack it. Let's unpack this thought, because I think when they revived it, we all went, "Really?" And then
I didn't, and I was with Rusty Davies as well. He said it was going to be great, and boy, did it explode.
And we saw it with Christopher Eccleston, and it was fantastic.
Yeah,
and I watched it with my kids who were in their late, 9, 10.
And then it got even better with David Tennant.
And David Tennant came along and just knocked it out the park, and it was a must-see event on Saturday evenings.
Yeah, them were the days. I think it got even better with Matt Smith, frankly.
And then it just kept going, and it kept the Doctor keeps regenerating. Clever format, because when the actor gets bored or gets a bit antsy, you can just regenerate them.
Oh, really? I hadn't thought of that. That's very interesting.
And turn them into something else. But the complaint is that, I mean, a lot of the press have said, I mean, maybe a bit right-wing press have jumped on it saying,
No, it's not right-wing press. It's normal people press.
One of the reasons is that Doctor Who's become very woke. And so that
it has. That the Dead Ringers sketch, didn't that spell it out clearly enough?
Playing around with it too much for the core audience. And it's kind of, the figures have gone down. The last episode of Doctor Who season 5 aired in May with Ncuti Gatwa leaving the show, and
season 2 or season 6 was it? What was it? 11, 12, 13, 14, season 2 or season 15?
The Doctor regenerating into Billie Piper. Billie Piper's great.
She's great. But she was with David Tennant, wasn't she? In the days when you had the Doctor, and then you had a kind of sidekick who
they were the perfect pair.
Who was a woman, but
again, these people clearly known these are not Doctor Who fans.
But I don't know. When I was at the BBC, I've got to be honest.
Who was the Doctor Who when you were?
David Tennant. I think Christopher Eccleston had gone by then.
Well, you were lucky.
Doctor Who was kind of like religion at the BBC. You criticised anything to do with it at your peril, and the reason was
it's completely opposite from the 80s. Right? It's so bizarre. It's completely opposite from the 80s.
Because it was getting to a younger audience. Not that much younger. Not as young.
Yeah, no, it's not. And they got this fictional audience they think they're going to get to. And they're just not interested in the shit you're making. Okay, you want to get to a younger audience? I think you should do an experiment. As I've been saying for a long time, make episodes directly for social media. Make them for TikTok, make them for YouTube, make them for Instagram, right? Have them in 5-minute chunks, right? Like Night of the Doctor. But today's scriptwriters, and again, I understand this from Luke Evans, from Dan's streams, that they're told to write it so you can look at your phone at the same time as watching it, right? And so they're just dumb. They make them much, much dumber, right? And I think write Doctor Who as Doctor Who, right? Intelligent science fiction with like a very warm, fluffy edge. I mean, good. Just get that season 13 box set out. Watch Pyramids of Mars.
Young as you might think. I remember being shown research saying that the average age of Doctor Who to the mid-2000s was 43, which is not exactly the teen audience.
That certainly sounds correct.
Because the overall BBC One audience average age was like 59. So, but then they're significantly younger. And then there was a sort of attempt to create a kind of wider Doctor Who universe. There were spin-offs being commissioned all over the place. There was Torchwood. Remember Torchwood?
I remember that.
Then there was the Sarah Jane Adventures, which was aimed more specifically at kids.
And again, this was Rusty Davies. It's like, this is why I thought this year would be good. Like everything he did well, right? He really, every creative decision knocked it out the park. Every creative decision now, he had no idea. Like everything he did was wrong.
And other things like that have gone on. And I can only say, which is, I know, Doctor Who at its best is absolutely fantastic, and Russell T Davies is a truly brilliant, writer.
He was. Again, you see, they're not looking at where he is now. They're looking at where he is on a spreadsheet.
But there was something about what surrounded Doctor Who that you couldn't regard it like you would other drama commissions.
You couldn't criticise it.
You sort of couldn't. And I can remember there was.
Well, again, I think Eccleston to Matt Smith, there wasn't that much to criticise. And then Capaldi, I love Capaldi a lot, but those seasons were weaker. I loved his last season. Most people say that. Most people don't, but you know, I'm a contrarian sometimes.
It was a hugely successful crime series at that time called New Tricks.
I remember.
And it was getting like 10 million viewers a week. But I was gently encouraged to decommission it in order, I think, to put the money into another Doctor Who spin-off. In pursuit of this policy of saying, let's get to younger audiences.
Well, I wonder what that's, because Rusty David talked about Rose Tyler Earth Defense as a spin-off one time for the alternate Earth. Rose Tyler. And then Rusty says, no, I decided it was too much. Maybe that was that, and it was actually him deciding it was too much.
And kind of resisting it and saying, why would I decommission that? Because those 9 or 10 million viewers are loyal BBC license payers who love that show.
Because it wasn't cool.
And they're not cool and they're not young, but they've got a right to be entertained as much as this elusive audience that we're in search of.
Again, because you're looking in the wrong places, because you're all old fogers and you have no idea what you're doing.
Of kind of young, cool teenagers. So you're kind of aiming this thing possibly at a vanishing audience.
And it's slowly vanishing. The average overnights now are 2.3, consolidating. You know, overnights aren't the be all and end all anymore. We know that because of the streaming.
No, but they're a guide to what the eventual audience will be.
But it only consolidates to 3.8. And for context,
again, and that consolidated means I don't even think those numbers are right. Hang on. Doctor Who ratings. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm on the wrong year. Which 1 second. Doctor Who ratings accumulate. That's what I'll look up. Oh no, 2020. No, 2025. That's the one I want to find. Not 2024. There we go. Yeah, we don't get close. Was it? Let's have a look. The overnights were down to the lowest they got is 1.5. Right? They were never 2 point signing. They broke. The only time they broke 2 million was the season finale, 2.17, with a consolidated 3.44. And I don't trust the consolidated, not in the slightest.
Previous Tennant series in averaged 4.8 overnight, consolidating at 7.2. That's nearly half the audience.
Yes.
The Jodie Whittaker series in 2018 averaged 4.7. So that audience is dwindling.
Yeah, because do you notice when he started making it shit, nobody was really interested?
But the BBC...
I'm saying calling it shit isn't fair. Woke shit.
They've also invested massively in it in terms of the infrastructure in Cardiff. They built this huge studio.
Well, this is built by Bad Wolf, isn't it? Bad Wolf is an independent company.
Yeah, but they use that for a whole bunch of stuff. Like Dark Materials.
Company run by Jane Tranter, who was the head of drama when I was at the BBC and was my colleague.
And who recommissioned.
And who...
Doctor Who.
Absolutely.
And now owns a production company that has the sole production contract. She has the production contract to do Doctor Who. So
so they're not leaving Bad Wolf.
Listen, what I'm saying is that they are very vested in making it work because it's very enmeshed. You've got the studio, you've got Jane Tranter in
the
there.
BBC are now saying the Doctor Who's going nowhere, he will be back, she will be back.
They're doubling down on it.
But without Disney, that's a huge slug of money you've got to replace.
It has become a bit like the furniture. And when you compare it with what Disney do on kind of like Mandalorian, which I'm not sure how much that costs, but can it cost more than £10 million?
Looks like it. Mandalorian looks significantly better than Doctor Who.
Pounds an episode. It does look better. I mean, in terms of production value.
Yeah. But Disney themselves have been much criticised for remaking old Disney classics and giving them a kind of woke makeover, or what people perceive as that.
Yeah, now they're like full reverse from that. Like, run away!
In other words, you know, using them, if you like, as vehicles to to preach to the world about how the world should be rather.
Exactly. And boy, again, these people have no clue what they're talking about. Are able to see what the problem is because it's so obvious. It's like when they say the two people stabbing people on the train. They were just normal English people, and nothing strange about them at all. Could they be Muslim wedding pictures? I didn't notice. Didn't notice.
And how it is.
Do you think because you've commissioned it, what the audience is who watch Doctor Who, are they preoccupied with, transgender rights and non-binary characters? And
a tiny minority of them are that scream and scream and scream, and a lot of them have forced away. Like a combination of them and the absolute shit show that is Doctor Who have forced away normal fans from it, right? So and they become a larger majority because of that, and that's what they wanted.
Diversity.
Well, I'm sure we're oversimplifying here, but I don't know.
No, you're not.
Think about it a lot.
All right. Let's look at it from a personal point of view. When you and I were kids and we watched Doctor Who, what do we want? We want to be frightened.
Yeah.
It was terrifying. Daleks. We would have nightmares thinking about Daleks. Exterminating us. I don't remember having any sense at all in which it was trying to shape my view of the world.
It didn't get into gender politics much.
It didn't. No.
It was either.
It didn't happen at all, but at least they had the good grace of making a good bloody show.
We are talking about the 18th century here when we were kids. They certainly didn't have budgets of £10 million an episode.
And I've got to say, the earlier
£12 and 10 shillings.
The Christopher Eccleston, I remember,
Oh, they're very, very good.
And George, who was my middle son, who was little at the time, but he would have to run out the room. He would run out the room when it got too scary.
Yes, that's what Doctor Who should be like.
Yeah, and that is one of its purposes. And after Russell,
Doctor Who should scare you like a microbe following in a park. Is what I'm saying. They should be that scary.
T. Davies, other very distinguished writers took on the franchise. So Chris Chibnall, who made
again, they just made Broadchurch, have no clue what they're actually saying. Right, they're detached from reality completely, which makes them TV executives.
Broadchurch,
great writer.
Stephen Moffat.
Yes, genius.
Sherlock.
I think Stephen Moffat's a genius.
So it's been in the hands of really brilliant writers.
2 out of 3.
And
one's totally off the boil.
Russell T. Davies is a brilliant showrunner.
He was, and then he fucked this in the arse relentlessly.
Tranter, brilliant producer. But is it something that, however much the BBC want to say it's core to our mission, as I say, it's a sort of religion, you can't actually stop it going down. Is that the case? I don't know.
Is it too big to fail?
Well, that we'll find out. But
I don't think it is too big to fail. I mean, honestly, I really don't. I do think there's going to be a new series in 2027. I think that's quite likely. But that's just what I think, ladies. That's what I think. You know what? Sometimes you need to make contact with another mind out there in the ionosphere. I always look for the best, ladies. I always look for the best. Maybe my next guest will be able to help me find the best. Because he is, of course, Birmingham's King of the Geeks. Dan Hadley, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, looking, you might have to make do with me for the time being.
I guess. We will muddle through, right? We will muddle through. So they're totally out of the Doctor Who world, right? And they're like, is he going to make it?
Oh, those two guys. Jimmy Morville and Peter Fincham, I think it is, on that podcast. Which, it's a very, very dull listen. But to be fair,
I like to hear the insights from the other universe.
Those episodes, those early episodes of Last of the Summer Wine, where they all sit in the library reading the newspaper. It sort of reminds me of that.
The later episodes did as well.
They're insufferable the later episodes are horrendously but those two gentlemen have been working in TV between them for a very, very long time. They know all of the same people, and of course everything. It was quite strange to hear somebody at Peter Fincham's level, not exactly dismissive of wokeism and identity politics, but to not immediately think that this is a good thing. Green light, green light, green light. What on earth could be the fucking problem? There was none of that kind of thing. It was very frank, very open.
In front of the idol of whatever, transgenderism or woke, whatever. Yeah, there was none of that.
Yeah. So I watched that the other day when it dropped. I think it was Friday morning or something like that. again, some of the things that they speculate. You can see these guys, they know people and they know the industry, but they probably don't know as much as some of us do.
They probably don't. They don't.
Yeah, and the stuff that they think they know about the situation with Disney, it's perfectly reasonable. They think the things that they do, but there's more to it going on. Even now, it's all the things that I'm hearing are pretty explosive. But yeah, Doctor Who, the intention is for a fresh series to be on in 2027. So probably late in 2027. But it'll be on.
So I was contacted by 3 different people this morning, right when I woke up, saying the hot name is Jack Thorne to run the show. Which I was surprised about. I really thought Pete Matigue was, if they're going to carry on with Bad Wolf, Pete Matigue will be the guy. And I feel kind of bad for him, even though I'm really mad at that episode he wrote. Right, I do feel bad for him. But Jack Thorne's an interesting choice. What do you think?
It's Pete McTighe.
You still think Pete McTighe?
Yeah.
Right. I can see the BBC really wanting Jack Thorne. Right. He did Adolescence.
I know.
Which I'm sure they love.
But it's Pete McTighe. I've been telling people for weeks. It's Pete McTighe. I can see why people are looking to Jack Thorne, and obviously Jack Thorne's association with adolescent. I mean, Jack Thorne's done a lot of stuff, mostly on the stage. To be honest, not a great deal of TV, and this is another reason why I wouldn't really take it too seriously. Jack Thorne has next to no experience on that kind of level at all. He's a writer, he's a playwright, he's this, that, is the other. He's done plenty of. I think he has. I think he worked with Bad Wolf on. He might have worked on Discovery of Witches. I don't know, but he's very, very closely tied to J.K. Rowling and the Wizarding World and all that kind of thing too. But he hasn't got that kind of experience to run a show like Doctor Who. And then there's the second point. The most important fact is that it's Pete McTighe, so it's not Jack Thorne. I can see why people are looking there, and it'll play very well with our side of the aisle because he was responsible for Adolescence, and lots of people will get lots of clickbait out of that Adolescence man to show on Doctor Who, and then they'll forget about it, and they'll probably forget about the fact that I've said it's Pete McTighe.
What do you think a Pete Matigue season would look like? Because you know his work better than me by a long way. You know that the show he wrote and you thought was great. What was that show?
Wentworth. It's absolutely fantastic. The problem is, what makes it slightly difficult to see is it depends on what kind of model that he's going to inherit. If it's going to be, I think that 8 episodes is too few of Doctor Who. I think it needs to be at the very minimum 10 to get up any head of steam.
Honestly, it needs to be 12. 12
unless they abandon the 45 to 50 minute format entirely, which again is feasible. I'd probably do that, but is it likely that they'll do that? Probably not.
I wouldn't.
For example, if they haven't got a global streaming platform whereby people can click on the episode, and as long as it lasts between, say, 28 and 43, 45 minutes, all's fair. If they're looking to sell it back to ABC in Australia and BBC America and back to kind of analog TV, if they're not going to have a global streaming home, then they will be locked into that 45-minute format. Don't doubt that.
I think I heard this on your last stream on Thursday. That was it. Luke saying that what's his name, Piers Wenger, before they went with Disney, had a thing lined up where he could get $5 million an episode from different sources. Was it on your stream? I can't remember.
Probably, yeah. I mean, Luke, yeah, that's the first time. I mean, I do know that Piers Wenger was and is because of course, it being the BBC, Piers Wenger failed massively in his role as BBC head of drama. So naturally, they promoted him.
Yes, exactly. That's how it worked to the BBC. Yeah. Have you destroyed much today? Well, very good, sir. Here's more money.
So I think he's like the president of the universe now. He's probably sat on a big chair like the one that Ming the Merciless had in Flash Gordon. So it wouldn't surprise me at all because Wenger was obsessed and he got involved. Oh, who was that now? Okay, so Piers Wenger was the guy effectively who closed down BBC America. Okay, so again, I have this on really good authority. Piers Wenger, he was a major factor in why the thing between BBC Studios and BBC America just completely disintegrated, and why BBC America doesn't really exist anymore. It doesn't have any brand recognition, and it was largely due to the interference. And something that was working really, really well, some big fat dickhead from the BBC steams in. Oh, let's see what I can do to make it better. And within 3 years, it's through the floor. Yeah,
people are absolute morons. So look, I say Matig. Is Matig? Is that the correct way of pronouncing it?
McTee, I believe, but I could be wrong.
All right, so there's a lot to recommend him, frankly. If you watch the behind the sofa things that he's been on, he knows his Doctor Who very, very well. He knows it as well as someone like Stephen Moffat, right? He did ones with what's her name? Oh God, she wrote this shit story, The Witchfinders, and she refused to wear any makeup. She looks like absolute hell.
Oh, Joy Wilkinson.
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, she looks like she sandpapered her face before she came on camera. Like oh God, I've never seen somebody look more scary.
Well, she was the first trans woman to write for Doctor Who.
She's a trans woman?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I just thought she was ugly. She can't be a trans woman. They all like slap on tons of makeup.
Well, I think that Joy Wilkinson transitioned a number of years ago before all of this.
Like a real trans person. Like the...
Doesn't make a fuss about it.
Schultz. It wasn't any of the people who did The Matrix.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So again, it depends how much he's ideologically captured, and it seems like very much. But will that be tempered by the absolute failure?
I'd say I'm a fan of his work. He's not a big fan of me, by all accounts I've heard.
Well, I mean, as he wrote you an avatar onto his episode, and Shooty Gat would tell you off.
Oh, actually, did he write that one?
Yes.
Did he? Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yes. And other than that, it was also a shit episode that made no sense whatsoever.
I forgot that was him.
It was a really bad episode of Doctor Who. Like, really epically bad.
No, I'd forgotten about that.
A lot worse episodes of Doctor Who, but it was really epically bad.
I've just interviewed. This is a tease. Oh, I shouldn't do this. I'm sorry.
Tease. You know I love it, baby.
Well, I've just interviewed someone for a podcast that's going to drop at some point, hopefully before the end of this month. A fascinating man. Now he's not connected with Doctor Who on TV at all, right? So imagine my shock when he suddenly starts telling me stuff about people on the show as well. It's perfectly, and it'll be part of the show. So he starts telling me stuff about people who are very high up in Doctor Who now, and I had no idea. So if that's not worth a sub over at Type 40.
That's a massive tease. I mean, look, it really depends. It depends if anyone's seen Sense and whether, like, because he's going to be writing it now. And I just hope he's got that chip off his shoulder.
Talk about Russell or the new showrunner.
No, if he's in the running, right, and if he's going to be the guy,
it's so far. Writing. Well, I would imagine that most of the people who were kind of into it have probably got stories in their back pocket, treatments for stories, things that they've been working up and talking and thinking through for a long time. As I understand it, they're still some way off actually going into any kind of real
right. No, I don't think he's actually like done official scripts yet, but I think he is like just like you will be if you're taking over Doctor Who, you will be formulating seasons.
I wouldn't even put my hat in the ring unless I'd got, for argument's sake, half a season's worth of stories as reasonably firm ideas at the front of my head. That I could say, okay, I'll do this, that, and that. Mummy on the Orient Express. I'd have Shakespeare meeting vampires. I'd have, you'd bang, bang.
In fact, if you can find it, there was Andrew Pixley did he stopped doing the the Matrix data back, whatever, the archive feature, right? When he did that's before they replaced it with the Facts of Fiction in Doctor Who magazine. And then for the new series, the reboot series, the revival series, I should say, they made like specials, right?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah. So if you find the special for the Christopher Eccles season, it's got in it Rusty Davis's log lines for like the season, like his season plan on one piece of paper. And I would imagine he's done something like that. So Funky Evans says, hang on, so Conrad was in Lucky Day was actually Dan? Yes, obviously. Now look, if they do have to tighten their belt, it seems to be a great time to do it, because do you think this is where AI effects could become made kosher to the purple-haired weirdos of the world?
By making it part of a transmitted program?
Yeah, just say, we're not going to do traditional effects, we're going to do AI effects.
I don't know the BBC's position on artificial intelligence, because I know that when Big Finish started using it for cover artwork, and they were only using it partially, there was a real uproar.
Yeah, because they cultivated an audience of absolute insane weirdos, right? And they keep actively cultivating it.
I don't know whether the decision to undo that and create new artworks was pressure from the audience or a request from the BBC. I couldn't say. I don't know. Have any information?
It seems to me if you want to have high quality effects at like 5% of the budget, you know. I mean, this is the third time I'm showing this clip today.
My guess would be that the BBC would look to move into AI actually pretty quickly, largely, particularly in the light of their kind of constant, because even though the BBC aren't skint, how they manage to get by, how they grift, is by pleading poverty at every quarter. So, as you quite rightly say, for the most part, this is the long-term projections for it will be that it's going to work out substantially cheaper. And so that to get to a point where the BBC would have to justify them not using AI to realise certain...
I'm not sure you've seen this. Again, this is the third time I played at this stream, right? This little clip from Warriors of the Deep, which I think just improves it massively.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and again, when I messaged you yesterday, I told you I spent a lovely evening editing the new AI effects into Terror of the Zygons, which are so much better, like so much better, the AI effects than the ones they put on the disc, right? Just crazily better, and it seems to be like they're not sure if they're doing the Blake 7 box sets are coming out slower than predicted, right? I thought they were getting 2 a year minimally, and it's slowed down. Obviously, I think it's a budgetary thing, and it's cost a lot of money to make those effects, remake those effects. Do it with AI. I mean, I
haven't heard. I know that initially they were talking of Blake 7 twice a year, but there is only 4 series, and so maybe it is wise to put one out each year. There's only so much money that people have. Maybe it is wise that they're doing it like this, because to me it seems like 5 minutes ago that series 1 came out. So I haven't particularly been counting the months for the second lot. Again, I'm very wary. I'm wary of pretty much every decision that's coming out of the BBC now since the season 13 stuff.
See, I think it's more dangerous for them not to use AI than it is to use it, frankly.
Because for everything that I've just said about AI, I don't think it should be anywhere near archive material. Really, I mean, I think it's different if you want to tune up telesnaps, for example, but actual episodes that exist in full in a more than adequate mode format.
For me, I just get a better more entertaining experience. Like when I see the original Scarus, and I'm like, whoa, what the hell? Ah! You know, yeah. Again, I'm sure you've seen this. Having
noticed, MJ's work on Zygons is by far his best work, his most sensitive, successful work so far, and he's attempted bigger things, and there's some really beautiful stark imagery, but I think this is the most successful thing he's ever done.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's stunning. remember the visual effects from the Shooty era? I think Luke said this as well. Man, I'm just repeating everything he says this week. That the quality of effects I thought were higher in the Jodie years. Frankly, I thought they were. I think the show looked significantly better in the, especially second episode when you got that spaceship crashing to Earth. I thought that looked fantastic. Yeah, but this looks similar to it. I'm really impressed.
I refuse to rewatch the Jodie Whittaker episodes on religious grounds.
I don't blame you.
But from what I can remember, he did have a certain look about. Oh God, look at that!
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, and I think they would look if they got to economize. This is the only way to go. All right, it really. I mean, you could spend $50,000 on that shot or $50. What would you go for?
No, I thought when you talked about AI a moment ago, I thought you were sort of looking towards future seasons of the actual show.
No, the visual effects.
I don't want them putting this stuff anywhere near the season box sets myself. I've got no interest.
No. I'm talking about moving forward with the new series.
Oh, it was right the first time. Oh, yeah. In that case, then I can't really see any reason why not.
Right,
I think it represents the best return on investment for the license fee payer, unless they're going to finally admit, of course, that none of the money from the license actually goes towards Doctor Who. Come to think of it, because it is an independent production, so the license fee doesn't really come into the equation. But I think if you're looking at the BBC writ large, and if they were making more sci-fi, and for some of their visual effects departments, maybe they would look at doing that. They've got to justify the use of public money.
It just seems insane not to be, right? Anyway, speaking of insane, before we wrap up, we've got to head off soon. There's a whole bunch of Reddit rumors, and I think they're all insane, right? Have you seen these? These are hilarious.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, most of it's mental. I mean, it
really is.
Yeah, I'm not saying that some of it's not true. Some of it might be true, but the stuff that I've seen is mostly hilarious and way off the mark. And it's one thing to take something with a pinch of salt. You might as well point and laugh at most of this, because nothing's the only things that are ever written to a state of completion. Russell's script for season 3 that's not happening. So anyone that says they know this stuff, I'm afraid that they are pulling a fast one. They're pulling a plonker.
So, well, here I would say what we know. I'm not even going to bother with the stuff they don't know yet. What we know, the upcoming special is a 2-parter. No, it's not. Don't believe you for a bloody second. Right? They would have told you if it's a 2-parter. They want to.
You just know now the way that they are pitching this tent. This is all going to be full of wishful thinking. You can just tell.
Yes, and look, after some consideration, I really believe the whole function of this one episode is to clean everything up, put the toys back in the box, so Pete Matigue or whoever can start afresh, right? And
they're going to hope that whoever's taking the time out of their Christmas day to watch this won't have quite sobered up by the time the end credits roll.
That's exactly right. Okay, so they're going 2-parter, expected on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. Bollocks. Rachel Talali and Keith Boak. No way is Keith Boak. Keith Boak's the guy that got Christopher Eccleston to leave, right? There is no way in a million years.
He's got no connection to it.
Is he still working? I have no idea.
He's still around.
20 years ago that he did this. Have been approached direct, but nothing's been locked in. Billy Piper is playing the Doctor. I don't believe you. But this regeneration is actually the bad wolf, not that from Shooty putting regeneration energy in the console. Who gives a shit? Nobody runs that. But as a result of bad wolf spreading the phrase across time and space, they're partnering ways. So, no, they wouldn't do it. I don't even understand it. So bad wolf interfered with this regeneration to warn the Doctor that the end of the universe is coming again. The Daleks will be the main enemy. David Tennant will return with Gemma Redgrave and Unit also back. I think all that is very likely. I think that Unit says we're going to see it again. I think he's going to want to do a tour of his second tour of duty.
Well, I don't think it's even looking at it to that level of depth. This is going to be written and shot and finished off in record time because they will contract people. No, there is nobody, well, certainly up until a couple of weeks ago, who was actually contracted to work on Doctor Who. No one, even there's no one there. So, and whoever they employ, they're going to have to agree a fixed term contract because they'll be freelancers. So it will be put together really, really quickly. So they've got pre-existing sets for stuff like Unit. You're quite right. All of that will be used. You'll get Kate Stewart dragged out one last time. You'll certainly get some of those other hangers-on dragged out one last time. Kate Stewart could be back at some point in the future. It's quite likely. But they will make this relatively cheaply because the BBC they're making it on their own as well. So everything is going to be greatly diminished. I mean, you think how cheap George of the World looked cheap as fuck.
It did, didn't it?
Look
it
at
really
it.
did,
Yeah, it was cheap and tacky. There were some great special effects in the mix in places, but it still looked shit. And I would imagine this will still. I don't know. I can't imagine that Russell T Davies will be particularly enthused, invested in this, and unless there's lots of the old actors there and he just enjoys writing for them so much.
Right. But, I do think David Tennant and Billy Piper is. I will be shocked if it's not them leading it, right? And I'll be shocked if the Daleks aren't in it. You know, they just gotta want people to see it, right? New Dalek designs. Well, the new Dalek designs were in development for season 3. That didn't happen.
Yeah, they won't. If it because this is it, because this is not the start of something. This is the end of something. They won't waste a redesign of the Dalek in this. They'll either be the gold, the bronze Daleks that everybody recognizes again. You know, the kids who were like 8 in 2005, because this is going to be a massive exercise in nostalgia. They're going to hope that people have forgotten the last 6 or 7 years of pretty much everything they've.
Well, there's a good chance they have because nobody's seen it.
Nobody. That's the beauty of it. Nobody's watched any of the fucking stuff.
Exactly. Nobody knows how shit it is. Especially those two blokes that were talking on the podcast, right? They had no idea. So Rusty Davies scripts are early pre-production is already underway. Don't believe you. New Dalek design. There was Dalek designs on the table. But do you reckon they can use those designs that weren't used? Do they belong to Disney?
Probably. Oh, that's a good question. No, they'd be Bad Wolf's intellectual property. They could, but I think they'd be stupid to do that because it's one less thing to wheel out. Because they are going to make. The intention is to make more series with a new showrunner between 2000 and they'll make them from 2026 to 2029 because that's when Bad Wolf's deal ends, and that means they'll be shown between 2027 and probably 2030. And so you're going to want as many bells and whistles as possible. So if you're sitting on new designs for the Daleks, as a creative, you know as well as I do, you'd hold that back for that big launch when that comes. There's no point in blowing your load with the first stroke.
Right. So next season production is going to move from Cardiff to Birmingham. Oh yeah, good for you.
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Next season production might move from Cardiff to Digbeth Lock Studios. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I know all about. Yeah. This is Stephen Knight's new place in Digbeth, just around the corner from a place I used to work at.
Stephen Knight, he's someone I'd like to run Doctor Who.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Carter's been at home for over 20 years, and finally, the season numbering will not reset. They say this is going to be season 3. I don't.
Yeah.
What do you think? I don't know.
Yeah, it'll still be season 3.
Do you think season 3 or season 1?
Yeah, it'll be season 3.
Okay, I mean, I guess that makes sense.
They've lost enough face as it is. If they can save a little by just maintaining admin, it'll at least give them the feeling that they've done something constructive. They're going to be smarting from this.
Yeah, and it just gets worse and worse for them, doesn't it? It just gets more embarrassing. Right, again, that they announced they're moving forward without a Disney deal, without a stream partner deal, means they can't sell it to someone. I mean, that's what it seems like to me. And I do think this Christmas special is maybe to make it more saleable. I don't know. If they want to get to this younger audience, and I keep saying this, they need to make just episodes for social media, right? And my other theory is, don't write it so you can watch it while looking on your phone. Write it like with the level of intelligence it always has been, and I think you won't get like massive amounts of viewers, but I think you'll get that viewer base back, and you'll get the traditional Doctor Who fan kid, which is which are on like the edges of the bell curve of society. But I think that's the best you can really hope for.
When it comes, I'd be surprised if they do any market research on Doctor Who at all now.
Yeah, that's true. The reason why 2005 worked so well is because everybody had fond memories of Doctor Who. It came on and it was good, right? They Doctor Who, let's check it out, and it was actually good, right? Had good special effects. It looked like an American production, but it was so incredibly English. Water cooler TV. Everybody loved David Tennant when he arrived, and he took it to another level. And now we're looking at those kids to write the next generation.
Yeah.
Hopefully they will. Anyway. Do you have anything on your channel tonight?
Just a couple of segments and things that are dropping over the next couple of days. I'm at the moment I'm beavering away editing the next edition of the podcast. There's more live streams coming up this week. I think I feel a chill stream coming on. I haven't done one of those for a while, so yeah, make sure. So we've been moving the furniture around at Type 40 for a little while, so yeah, I may be chilling live on YouTube tomorrow. So keep them peeled for that. Come and ask me a question. Come and keep me company if I do decide to do it. So make sure you're subscribed, otherwise you won't know for certain. Will you? So head over there. But there's more podcasts, more live streams. We're firming up our plan between now and Christmas as well. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Whether the BBC wants us to or not, and cheer ourselves up.
They do not want you to have fun. They do not want it. They bought you all train tickets, right? That's how much they don't want you to have fun. By the way, we're going to close with this. Just called it season 42 and confused everyone. Darren Funky Evans, you are indeed correct. That's the way they should roll with it. Fine. With that, ladies and gentlemen, you've had too much pleasure from me for one night. You need to go and have a cold shower. Speaking of which. Did you see? This is a total segue. Sarah's Halloween night out post on Facebook.
Sarah Graham?
Yes.
I think so.
With her husband. What can I say? I had to go and have a cold shower after I saw it. I was like, whoa! Where'd that come from?
She looked $1 million, didn't she?
Yeah, like Sarah, darling, I'm only flesh and blood. You've got to have mercy on me, darling. I was like, whoa! Because it's okay. When you look from the ground up, right, you're like, okay. And then when you get to Sarah's face, I'm like, now I feel guilty. Right? Now I feel dirty for doing.
I've known Sarah for a very long time. So she's genuinely like a sister to me. So I'd never think of it like that.
I understand what you say. Anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen.
But she scrubs up. She scrubs up beautifully.
I do agree. Fine. With that, ladies and gentlemen, no more personal revelations or titillation tonight. I'm going to hit the end broadcast button again and say good night. Good